each city has this rich tradition of baseball, and baseball has played such an important role in the development of the country, the growth of the game, the national pastime.
Between Cleveland and Cincinnati, no matter what the sport is, you've got a little bit of a rivalry, even if it's just, hey, our city's better than your city.
The Ohio Cup is the chance for the two professional teams in Ohio, the Reds and the Guardians, to play for the championship of Ohio, an all-Ohio battle for baseball supremacy. There's a lot of states that have two teams. There are a lot of cities that have two teams. And so out of that came the Ohio Cup here in the 1980s.
That is 1989.
So tell us about what this is right here.
This is the original Ohio Cup program from 1989. So this is the preseason exhibition at Cooper Stadium in Columbus. So this is where it all started, right? This is where it started. And it came from other ideas in the past, but imagine there's the original cup right here on the cover. And here's the ticket stub, which I love, right? Having things like, do we have tickets anymore at games? Not really.
I miss those days.
They're mostly scan your phone, right? You can get in. But to have those relics and be part of the museum, and then add to it some other ticket stubs and programs that we have from a few other games. This is the 1994 game and the 1993 game. So both of these, of course, are still at Cooper Stadium. Columbus
was sort of a natural meeting place. Originally, those first games were preseason exhibition games because we didn't have interleague play yet.
You know, starting back in 1989 with this preseason series and how it's evolved to today, I think is something special. But this is where it began. And I think this is the beginning of it. It might even have led to interleague play in Major League Baseball. It certainly contributed to it because it was so successful. Fans would come out, pack the stadium, the oversold Cooper Stadium with people there. So for 8 years, the preseason series took place from till 1996. It was 1997 that Major League Baseball introduced interleague play. And even at that time, you didn't play every team in the other league every year.
We date the Ohio Cup from 1989, but in fact, the very first series that was ever held that was billed as the Championship of Ohio, the Battle of Ohio, between the then Cleveland Blues and the Cincinnati Reds was in 1903, when the two teams at the end of the season agreed to have a little playoff series to determine the Championship of Ohio. And they played a best of 11 series, and they played the games both in Cleveland and in Columbus and Cincinnati and in Newark, Ohio, of all places, but they wanted to move it around the state. This was all after the regular season ended, so these were exhibition games. And the final series, as it turned out, was in Cincinnati. It was a doubleheader, and the Reds won the first game. They were trailing in the series. They had to win both games. The second game started a little bit later in the afternoon, and of course, this is before night baseball. And so as the afternoon wore on, early evening, it's almost mid-October at this point. It's getting darker and darker. And the Reds were ahead as the game went into the seventh inning. And the fans started urging the umpire to call the game on account of darkness, which was typical in that time period because you really couldn't, had trouble seeing the ball. The umpire said, no, we're going to keep playing. The Reds are ahead 2-1. Reds fans took out their scorecards and lit them on fire and held them like little fireflies, like little lanterns in the stands. And a couple of them even took them out onto the field to protest the fact that the umpire was not calling the game because of darkness. Cleveland Club came back and went ahead in the last couple innings and won that first Ohio Cup in 1903.
So here we have Brandon Phillips' jersey, a nice collection case of some game-used memorabilia by Brandon, who is a unique player in the sense that he played for both the Guardians and the Reds in this rivalry.
Yeah, there might be a dozen or so players that actually have played for both, which I was surprised by that list, which I think makes it even more fun, right? That we've got players playing for both teams. They know what it's like to be in both dugouts. Brandon was inducted in the Reds Hall of Fame this year, super fan favorite. Here when he came to Cincinnati from Cleveland, it was just an amazing addition to the club. He became a superstar here.
You've had some great players play for both the Reds and the Indians over the years, like everywhere from Frank Robinson to Sean Casey, Danny Graves, Brandon Phillips. There's an interesting combined history.
I love that the MVP award for this game is named after Frank Robinson, who started his career in Cincinnati and ended his career in Cleveland, and then managed Cleveland. So he became the first African-American manager in Major League Baseball. And don't forget Terry Francona, the manager of the Reds, who played for both teams and now has managed for both teams.
Having Tito as the manager of the Reds right now adds an extra element to this rivalry. And at one point he played with the Reds, but he was also manager of the Indians back a decade ago or so. So it brings it even a little more interest in the competition to have him have that background.
So here, Rick, we are standing in front of the current Ohio Cup. It lives here in Cincinnati because the Reds have had some pretty recent success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Reds are down 2-1 this year so far, but with 3 more games to go, if we can just win 2 out of 3, we'll retain the Cup, right? We get to keep it another year here. I do not want to pack that up and send it up to Cleveland.
I think for any player who plays in this series, either on the Guardians side or on the Reds side, having the trophy, winning the trophy is bragging rights. You know, it's something to be proud of.
You know, there's pride in your team. There's pride in your city. When you go to a team and play for, whether it's the Reds or the Guardians, I mean, you're representing that community.
Yes, he rips it. Is it high enough? It's going to be gone. Adam Dunn has done it again.
The Reds won the Cup, and all of a sudden the call came up to the museum, bring the Cup down to the clubhouse. I believe Adam Dunn was involved in that, so that might have been the year he was the MVP of the Ohio Cup. So we had to run the Cup down to the clubhouse, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but there might have been some beverages that were being drank out of that cup. So it was a fun and exciting time. If it means a lot to the players, it's going to mean a lot to everybody.
Great American Ballpark opened in 2003, and prior to the official opening game, the Reds and the then Indians met here for 2 exhibition games, kind of a dress rehearsal, because this was the first time the Reds had opened a new ballpark since 1970. So for everybody working here, it was kind of a brand new experience. So they had played 2 exhibition games with the Indians just before the season got underway.
There have been so many firsts and great moments in baseball history that have come through Cincinnati. Cincinnati has been at the forefront of so many innovations that have changed the game. From that 1869 professional team, the Red Stockings, that really made baseball famous and kind of set the tone and proved that professional baseball could work. It just shows that small market teams such as Cleveland and Cincinnati can still impact the game in big ways, and they have and they will continue to.